Education is the key. Today's athletes know their own bodies, and they know when something's wrong. It's extremely important to educate the athlete, the parents, the coaches on the signs and symptoms of a concussion. We can do that by putting posters in the locker room, so every time they come into the locker room or go out of the locker room, they're going to see this sign or this poster that tells them what the signs and symptoms of a concussion are and what to do. We can use concussion cards for coaches and medical personnel, and even for parents on teams that don't have medical personnel around, so that they can remember what the symptoms are and what they need to do. Let's talk about school guidelines. The state law is really not comprehensive. It covers only high school students. We think the treatment of concussion is extremely important in every athlete, no matter their age. Even more important in the very young athlete whose brain is immature and more vulnerable to concussions. We want to have them treated by the state-of-the-art treatment to include some form of cognitive testing. Right now, not all physicians or healthcare providers are trained to use the impact test or are trained to know what the state-of-the-art of treating concussions is. So we presently are trying to train physicians all over the state so they will be aware of the proper management of concussions. To help overcome some of the deficiencies in the law, the schools that we work with all the time and provide trainers for, we have encouraged them to develop their own guidelines about what has to happen before the player can return to play, and to give this to parents and athletes before the season begins so they can expect what they need to do. We see some physicians and other healthcare providers who do not know exactly how to take care of concussions that may want to send the athlete back too soon. We're trying to correct that, but if you have guidelines as a parent or an athlete and know what you need to do, then I think your child is more protected. Prevention is a team responsibility. So we need to know that our equipment is in good shape and it fits the athlete well. They should be coached in good technique, and the mindset of the player needs to be tweaked sometimes to be safe even with the fellow player that they're opposing. We encourage honesty of the athlete so they know the consequences of a concussion so that they will be honest with us about their symptoms. Education is a key. Posters and sideline cards are important. We want to reinforce the symptoms and the signs and what needs to happen with the players and the coaches all the time. And we want rapid diagnosis and removal from harm's way. The quicker we make the diagnosis and get treatment started, the less time it'll take to heal from the concussion. The Indiana Sports Concussion Network has a mission to make athletes safe in all sports, particularly as it pertains to concussion. One of our challenges is to train people to recognize concussions, whether that's athletes, parents, trainers, anyone involved with sports. We want to be able to train physicians, trainers, nurse practitioners, how to use the impact test and how to use state-of-the-art treatment for concussion. And we want to be available for consultation in difficult cases. The Indiana Sports Concussion Network has a website of indianasportsconcussionnetwork.com. We have an emergency number of area code 317-571-8233. Methodist Sports Medicine has a website of methodistsports.com and a number of area code 317-817-1200. There is a walk-in clinic for injured athletes from 8 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, and it's also offered on Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 for those athletes that's been injured recently. My name is Terry Horner, and I want to thank you for participating in this video with me. Our concern is the welfare of your athlete who's sustained a concussion. This is often a very trying time for both the athlete and for the parents, and we want to be able to make you as comfortable as possible in understanding what we're trying to do and what the important measures are to recover from a concussion. Thank you.